Today's show and the following message are brought to you by AgriScience Labs, the largest, most established cannabis testing network in Colorado. To find out how you can get the most accurate and reliable test results, visit agriscience.com.
Dream of the day where we can actually take a blood sample from a healthy person over the age of 40, isolate the cancer cells because each one of us has them, and even on a preventative level, be able to do drug sensitivity on those cancer cells and give the person a graph telling him which of the various cannabinoids in his region or that he has access to would be most effective.
From Bumminett Media, it's the MJBulls podcast, a show about raising cannabis capital. I'm Dan Humeston, and on today's show, how Cannabics Pharmaceuticals, a publicly traded Israeli biotech cannabis company, is using research to crack the cannabis cancer code. Hey, Eyal. Thanks for being on the MJBulls podcast.
Thank you, Dan. It's great to be here.
Today, we're talking with Eyal Barad about his company, Cannabics Pharmaceuticals, which is a cannabis biotechnology company with offices in Bethesda, Maryland, and research and development facilities in Israel. Eyal, our listeners know about cannabis and how effective it is in relieving chemotherapy sickness. But what they may not realize is that doctors are actually treating some forms of cancer with cannabis. Can you talk more about this?
Yeah, sure, Dan. Well, I wouldn't say that doctors are actually treating patients with cancer. I would say that more and more people are kind of self-diagnosing themselves with cannabinoids for cancer. And some of them are actually witnessing positive results. Doctors are kind of at odds today because although they're prescribing cannabis many times for palliative care, for pain, for other types of symptoms, one of the issues is that they don't really have the scientific data and backing to be able to actually prescribe it for the anti-tumor effects, which is part of what we are trying to do.
There's just really no formula for what they should be taking or what brands, what strains, how much they should be taking. Is that correct?
That's completely correct. I mean, there's no standardized delivery methods. Dosage and treatment regimens are not established. Diagnostics and evaluation of efficacy versus the side effects is something that has not been studied. We believe in personalized treatment and individually tailoring cannabinoid profile along with the genetic profile of the person and the disease.
I mean, I just know like within each cannabis strain, there's different ratios of cannabinoids, and there's many cannabinoids. Most people know of THC and CBD, but there are many more. And I know that the combined impact of all these cannabinoids create what a lot of people refer to as an entourage effect. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, that's true. That's actually what got us going and got us very excited because about 4 years ago, we ran our first clinical study or preclinical study in one of the leading universities here in Israel. We took different strain extract and analyzed the various cannabinoids in each one of them. And when we did what's called the drug sensitivity test and applied these different ratios of cannabinoids, they affected the different cancers differently, and each had a different apoptotic effect. But when we found one that was very effective, it was actually able to cause the cancer cells to die out, which was what got us going initially into this study.
Well, that's really encouraging. That's great.
So as a result of that, we wrote out patents along those lines, and we just built out a state-of-the-art facility here in Israel with the latest in precision medicine technology for high-throughput screening of cancer cells with our growing library of cannabinoids that we're building out and collecting the data and building out our AI predictive, process for being able to feed that data back to practitioners and patients.
You need supercomputers to help you with this because the combination of the different cannabinoids coupled with, I guess every person's a little different. So their genetic profile is going to be different. So to figure out what works best for each patient and each cancer, it's got to be so complicated.
It is. And it's big data. It's huge amounts of data. You know, I came from the online advertising world, so we know prediction and analyzing big amounts of data to come up with analytics and come up with a decision. So that's where it's going. And that's where medicine is going today. And we hope to apply that to the medical cannabis market.
Well, tell me a little bit more about Cannabics Pharmaceuticals.
We started out really 4 years ago developing a slow-release tablet, which we had and just concluded a clinical trial here in Israel in the hospital, where we gave it to cancer patients that had cachexia and anorexia. So we were looking for weight gain and increase in appetite and overall well-being. And that's kind of where we start out in the palliative. But as we kind of got into the test that we did in the Israeli university here, and we saw the anti-tumor effects of cancer, that really got us going. So we kind of working out and writing patents on the diagnostic system for cannabinoids. So we dream of the day where we can actually take a blood sample from a healthy person over the age of 40, isolate the cancer cells because each one of us has them, and even on a preventative level, be able to do drug sensitivity on those cancer cells and give the person a graph telling him which of the various cannabinoids in his region or that he has access to would be most effective with what for himself personally.
That would be huge. Preventative medicine.
Totally. The last thing is developing an anti-cancer drug.
Just a quick thank you to one of our sponsors. Bridgewest LLC is one of the first accounting firms in the world to focus solely on the cannabis industry and is your one-stop provider for accounting, audit, tax, and advisory service. They're offering a free 30-minute intro call to one of their leadership teams to all MJBulls listeners. Go to bridgewestcpas.com, and now back to the show. Where are you going to focus most of your energies or your concentrations for Cannabics Pharmaceuticals over the next couple of years?
We're going to continue to grow out our cannabinoid library. We're going to be rolling out some new clinical trials. We're working on developing some additional products on our palliative side. Our IP is going to be expanded. We got a couple of territories that have been unexplored that we plan on increasing our IP in. And obviously, we're working fast towards our anti-cancer drug development by getting all the data.
Your company is public and its trading symbol is CNBX. I suspect that with all the R&D that you're doing, I know that's financially it's very front-loaded, but I think with the going public, that has to help with funding some of this work that you're doing. Is that correct? We just closed a round last week. We raised $7.5 million. So yeah, it's definitely helped us kind of spread the word and get it out there and get the public involved. With that $7.5 million that you've raised, I know you've made some investments in other companies. Can you talk about your investment, particularly at Sea-Doo? It's a very interesting company. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure, Dan. I mean, through this partnership, basically Cannabics and Sea-Doo will develop the first controlled device for growing medical cannabis at home while ensuring sustainable quality and a natural supply of pesticide-free product to the person at home. Here, we're going to be up to 23.6% of the company. We have options to be in with royalties of up to $8 million and a minimum of $500,000 in 2019. So we're very excited and we look forward to kind of rolling that out as well.
We're going to have all of Cannabics Pharmaceuticals information on the MJBulls website at mjbulls.com. But if people are interested in purchasing the stock, they would use the symbol CNBX. This is really good stuff. I know that there are a lot of very, very sick people that are praying for you to crack this code. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much, Dan. It's really encouraging. I mean, like I said, again, all of our people are very enthusiastic about what we're doing. We feel like we're doing some really important work, and we're really happy to be able to be here at this point. Well, crack that code. Good luck. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Just a quick thank you to one of our sponsors, Trevitt Hill. Managing and supporting a cannabis investment is both time-consuming and expensive. Trevitt Hill provides cannabis investors with an external team to help their investment reignite growth. To learn more, go to trevitthill.com. Thanks for listening to the MJBulls podcast. To learn more about today's guests or to apply to be a guest, visit our website at mjbulls.com. And if you like our show, give us a review on iTunes. Today's show was produced by Bumminit Media. I'm Dan Humiston, and you've been listening to the MJBulls podcast.